Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm still crafting, so today I am working on making possibly a bow. Now I don't know if this is going to work or not, so I'm experimenting, and I thought I'd just let you join me while I experiment. So first off, I need to get this around to the black pegs, and you see how smooth that did run? That's not the case. When I put this yarn in for the first 2 rounds, it does not run smooth. But this knitting machine is really old. I've had it probably 3 years, and it has been a well worked out machine. So I'm weaving in and out, and now I'm back to the beginning. My counter does not work, hasn't worked in a long time, but I'm gonna hold my yarn here and give this a go. Now once it gets past that cast on row, it is easy to do and ready to roll. Uh-oh, my yarn's knotted up here. Okay. So, I don't know, I'm not counting rows. I'm just knitting a tube. And once I decided to do this, it really dawned on me. To make the tubes to put on the wreath, I could have been doing this all along instead of crocheting the tube to slide on the wreath. I could have just been using this, except it may be too big. That would be a problem if this is too big to, you know, once it was slid on the wreath, it probably would be too big. So I guess that really wouldn't work unless you folded it up behind it, which might be a little bulky, I don't know, but so I'm just turning and turning and turning. I love my knitting machines. I have used them so much in the past. I have a large one and the small one. I have used them so much, making so many things that they've just been, you know, run to death, really. And I know that you can get a little adapter, remove this handle, get an adapter, and use a drill or a screwdriver to do this. But that's not good for the machines because it will mess up the insides. It will go so fast that it creates heat and friction in there. I mean, heat in there, and it will start melting your inside parts. So I would never do that. I mean, I know lots of people do it, and that's fine, but I'm not going to do it. I really try to take good care of my knitting machines. I'm very easy on them. Whew. It is a workout. I have to take a break. Too bad I can't swap up arms, but the way I gotta hold this on this side, I can only use this arm. Because if I turned it around and was trying to use the other arm going the other way, I'd probably mess up and go the wrong way and stuff. I don't know how many rows that is, but it's not long enough. So what my idea is, I'm going to try to create a tube and then use that tube to make a bow for the Christmas wreath. Now, it may not work out. I mean, I know it's not going to be stiff enough, really. So it may not work out for what I'm thinking, and if it don't, that's okay. I can just frog this and ball up the yarn. If you've never used a knitting machine, this gives you a good idea of what a workout it is. And I just kind of hold my yarn right here and kind of hold the leg down. I know a lot of people will use the tools and cinch this to a table, but I just hold it down by this one leg and I don't have any issues. And I'm just letting the yarn run through my hand there. I don't know how well you can see that, but the yarn just kind of runs through my hand. I'm not holding it tight. Just giving it a little bit of tension there. Whew. Yeah, I'm wore out. Oh, goodness. So I do have a little bit of a tube going, and I'm just going to pull it up through here. I'm just going to kind of pull it up a little so it can just keep going. Have to take a break. Rest my arm for a second. It will wear you out using this if you're going consistently like that. So I hope you're all having a great Sunday. I think our rain has stopped for now, which we got a ton of rain. We got so much rain. My friend Angela's rain gauge broke because it was so full of rain. It was too much rain for it. She can fix it and put it back up, but the rain was too heavy for it. She didn't empty it, and it just continued to rain until it got full. But yeah, we've had a ton of rain. Oh my goodness. Pull this on up a little bit and just keep going. Okay guys, I'm gonna pause this because I really do need to rest and I'll come back and show you when I get get ready to take it off. Okay, so I have a pretty long tube here. Like I said, I did not count rows, but I think this tube is going to be long enough. It's pretty long, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take my yarn off the machine. I'm going to cut my thread, my yarn right here. And now I just need to thread up all these stitches onto my needle. And I'm going to start with this, the first black peg. It doesn't really matter which one you start with, as long as you start with one and that's your first peg. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 needles down, and I'm going to start picking up the stitches and just let them slide down the needle and onto the yarn. If you've never used a knitting machine, they are a lot of fun to use. You can make just all kinds of things, from hats, scarves, plushies. I'm about to drop this stitch, so I'm going to have to get my other hand in here so I don't drop that. You just have to pick up, go around and pick up each stitch all the way around and this creates like a drawstring. I know my hands are probably getting in the way, but that's the way you get it off. One more stitch. Alright, so this is the tube I created. I think the tube looks really good. I don't know how long it is, but I could measure it real quick just to see, although it really doesn't matter how long it is because I'm going to use it regardless. Okay, let's see, that's 30, is it 30? 24, let's see, 24 and 24. And 10, so roughly 54 inches is what I have. But I may take some out because I do have this little ridge right here. I'll just have to see how that's going to play out in this. Alright, so I don't know what I'm doing. We're totally experimenting. I'll kind of find my center. And I'm not pulling my end tight yet because I might want to take some off. Just going to play around with it for a minute and see. So that would be my center there. Right here. So just trying to play around with it and see what I might want to do with it. I was thinking of making a bow, but I was also thinking of making it kind of a big bow, and I might have should have went longer. Just trying to get a rough idea of something I might can do. I don't know how well that will. I almost want to tie a knot in the middle. I'm not going to do it super tight because I might want to take it out. If I seem to like what I'm doing, if I decide to go with this, I'll come back and make that really a smaller knot. But right now I'm just kind of playing with it to see. It doesn't leave much for a tail hanging down. I mean, the, you know, bottom part to hang down. Although I could always add some more. Yeah, the knot's not going to work. Be something kind of like that. I'm gonna have to play around with it and figure something out. Okay, I'm still playing with this, but I remembered I had these little rubber bands, so I'm going to try these white ones. Just to see if I can't construct something here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cinch up my end. So I just cinch that up. Okay. I don't know if these are the exact same size yet. Okay. I'm still playing with this. So I might make another piece just to wrap around this. I'm going to see if this bow is too big, which I'm thinking it is. Most definitely too big. So I'm still playing with it. And then I would make something to come down in the bottom, but this part might be too big, but it is what it is. I don't really want to redo it. I could do something to give it some fluff there. The way I can fluff these up is if I hot glue these down, like hot glue it where it's in that position, and that one's in that, yeah, I might could do that. I'm gonna keep playing around with it. Okay, I'm still playing with my bow, but I'm going to cinch up the ends. I already did this end, so I'm gonna get this one. And basically just what I'm doing is closing the end off. So I pulled my yarn and cinched it up, and now I'm just closing it off, fastening off like. Okay, So I'm going to run my needle back into the tube. One year for a wreath, it was a fall wreath. I took orange, brown, and yellow, and I made long tubes like this, and then I braided them. I braided the tubes, and then I put the braided part around a wreath. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to just bring these in, overlapping it just a tiny bit. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 more bands, I think. Who knows, I might do all this and not even use the bow. I'm just playing around with ideas to see what I could do. Okay. The bow might end up being too thick. We'll see. Something like that. Let's see, how does that look on the wreath? That would work. Something like this definitely would work. So I'm going to just play around with it and decide what, if I'm going to use it or not. It's kind of the look I had visioned, but it just took me a while to get here. So I'd probably put some hot glue in here to hot glue all that together so it's secure. Alright, and then what I'm thinking about the hanging down part, if I'm going to do that, I'm thinking I'm going to make curls. So I would take this, I'm going to use my J-hook. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now we have to remember it's going to draw up a lot, so 30 is not enough. That's 50, but still it's gonna, and that's kind of long, but it's gonna draw up a lot, so I think I'm gonna go with that for now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try 2 double crochets and see what that does. I can always rip it out and try something different. So I'm putting 2 double crochets in each chain. And I'm going to go up a few chains and just see what it kind of looks like. If it's something I want to continue to do, or rip it out and try something different. And I'm using double crochets because I wanted it to be, you know, big, since it is a big bow. And this is the little parts hanging down from the bow. That one I skipped. Putting 2, I only put 1. Like I said, when I start putting all this together, I may not even use the bow, but I have the option to use it if I decide to. I think it might be neat to use a knitted bow. Oh, I messed up again. This is just going into the Christmas wreath category, so it's not necessarily, you know, like crocheted or knitted. It's just wreaths. So it'll be lots of wreaths there made with the deco mesh stuff, and I'm sure there's going to be beautiful, beautiful wreaths. And I'm just entering something. And we will see how it works out. So there's 2 double crochets in each stitch is curling this up nicely. Let me see, did it stop? So I crocheted 50, I chained 50, trying to just keep that straight in my mind because I'm going to do, you know, a second one if this looks good. stopped doing 2 again. I always have to keep an eye on myself. Okay, is there a reason that's not turning? Still got a ways to go, and then I have another one of these to make. So I'll catch back up with you guys when I get these made, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, friends, this is what I have so far. I have this bow that is held together with some bands. If I decide to use the bow, I'm going to come back in with some hot glue and just hot glue this together so it's more secure. And so it would go at the top of the wreath if I decide to use it. And I did make these curls. So what I would do with that is place that on here, and I would have, you know, another one hanging down, so it would be 2 of them. But we'll see. I'm still trying to make up my mind. I'm still, you know, thinking about other options and just seeing what I might do. But I want to thank you for watching today and crafting with me along with this journey, just figuring it out. Like, I don't have the answers for my wreath yet. I'm just playing with it and seeing what happens. And that's the way most of my crafting does. It happens, you know. I just play with it and it ends up being whatever it ends up being. But I want to say thank you. I appreciate you all for watching and your encouragement, and I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, friends.